Hi, everybody. I want to go over week 8 assignments with you just to go through a little more detail about what you need to do this week. So last week, you submitted a research questions and reasons assignment. And I want to go to that real quickly here. See if I can get to that. This is where you begin to plan your Unit 3 argumentative research essay. For this paper, you are going to be using the same topic you've been using throughout the course. It is your debatable topic. You have done a literature review. You have done an informational research paper where you looked at 2 articles with differing perspectives on this same debatable topic. And now here in Unit 3, this is our culminating paper. And this is going to be argumentative. So you are going to take a position on your debatable issue and support that position with your research. So on this preliminary document, you are going to think about the research questions that would be appropriate for the aspect that you are taking on this issue. So if your position on your debatable topic is that multitasking is not a good idea, then what would be some research questions that would help you explore that? So maybe looking at its relationship to learning, its relationship to distractions, its relationship to long-term effects on learners, and its effect on certain kinds of people who may have particular difficulty with multitasking. And so you're going to try to think of questions that then would help you explore your particular position. So again, the research question should be somewhat targeted and focused so that it is leading you into exploring the particular aspect of this debatable topic. Then you're going to come up with reasons. So if you take this position, in this case, multitasking is bad, then what are some reasons why it's bad? Now, you haven't done complete research, although you have looked at several articles. You should have looked at 4 different articles on this topic. So you may already have a good idea of what are the basic reasons why your position is the one that people should agree with. And so you want to think of those specific reasons. This may change as you do more research, but for now, try to figure out what would be the 3 or 4 or 5 reasons to support your position. And then the last thing you did on this document was to think about the underlying values. Why is this an important issue? So for week 8, the first thing you'll want to do is look at my feedback on your research questions and reasons assignment. I may give you full credit for it because you filled in all of the pieces. You did a good job, but more than likely I will be leaving comments to help steer you in the right direction so that your argumentative paper will be successful. So please, please, please look at my feedback. If you can't see it, can't find it, contact me to find out how to do that. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is some reading. A little bit about search terms, and then information on how to look at the EBSCO database to find articles, as well as using Google Scholar. This week, you are going to add to your collection of research by looking for 3 more articles on your debatable topic. Again, you already have 4 that you have looked at. And so we're going to find 3 more. One of them must be from EBSCOhost. So you've gotten materials from Credo, you've gotten materials from SIRS, we want you to also explore the EBSCOhost database. So you'll need to find one article from that database. The other two can be through an internet search or using any of the other library databases. Now, when you're finding these articles, you want to be more targeted. You can look again at what you've already read, all the other articles that you already have, and then think about your position and think about your reasons. Are there some gaps? Do you need a particular article on one aspect of your topic? For example, maybe you need to find an article that's specific to long-term effects of multitasking. And so you would want to search more targeted for that particular area. So use the 3 articles to help you get good information to write your paper. If all goes well, you will have enough articles with the 7 that you have found to write your paper. But if you don't have enough information to back up what you want to say, you'll end up having to look for more articles. So take thought and time to find good articles. All right, and then the assignment that's graded is the article evaluation on those 3 additional articles. You want to fill out this document as you're looking for your articles, and I'll just go ahead and open it up to show you why. So in this document, it asks for the search terms that you used to find the particular article. So you'll want to have this document at your side as you're searching for the various articles, the 3 articles. You will also need to explain where you got the article. So if it's from the database, please give that. EBSCOhost is not acceptable because it's a collection of databases. So you need to say EBSCOhost, but also Master File Premier or Academic Search or whatever the database was. If you search on the internet, tell me whether you use Google or Bing or Yahoo or whatever search engine you used. Put in your search terms that you used, and if you didn't use this many, that's fine. Fill in what you used. You're going to create your APA style reference entry, so try to put it in that style as best you can. You're also going to show how you will cite this new source within your essay, so the in-text citation. So you'll fill that in. And then you're going to go through the CRAP test for your article. And again, give a rationale at the end for why this article will be helpful to support your position for your Unit 3 argumentative paper. And it goes through the same process with Articles 2 and 3. So it's a very long document. However, it's not particularly complicated, but I would certainly urge you to do that as you are finding your sources so that you can write down those search terms. All right, so that's it for this week. We are doing our additional research for the argumentative persuasive research paper that you will be doing for Unit 3. If you have any questions, please let me know.